Today's business birthday is Charles Hollis Chuck Taylor, born June 24th, 1901, died June 23rd, 1969, at 67, shy one day of his 68th birthday. He was an American basketball player and basketball shoe salesman and product marketer, best known for the Chuck Taylor All-Star Converse sneakers. We all had those. Did you have a pair of those?
No, we weren't allowed. For some reason, we weren't allowed. I don't know why.
Did you have sneakers?
I had sneakers, but we weren't. The high tops were, I remember my dad one day saying, "That's for people that play basketball. You don't play basketball. No high tops."
He's exactly right. So he began his career as a semi-professional basketball player in 1919. He was also a manager for the Converse All-Star basketball team in the mid-20s and became widely known as a salesman and promoter of the Converse All-Star sneakers. So he would travel the world and travel the country, providing local basketball clinics, making special appearances, and meeting with customers in local sporting goods stores and pushing these basketball shoes. They said that when he was hired in 1921, he'd come into the store and come into the factory, the Converse rubber shoe company, and made some suggestions about making high tops for the support for people's ankles. And so they put the little icon or the decal on there with his name, and that's how they became the Chuck Taylors. And he sold over 600 million pairs.
Whoa!
Well, Converse sold
million.
Converse sold over 600 million of those Chuck Taylors. And he never got 1 ounce of commission on any of them, but he did get a salary from the company. They said that everyone who met him liked him. He would travel. He spent a lot of time doing basketball clinics and meeting coaches. And kind of this sidebar job, and this goes to this thing we always talk about, it's who you know when you want to get hired. Whenever a school or somebody was looking to hire a basketball coach, they would contact him first and say, "Hey, do you know anybody that would be a good fit here?" And so he was really just a well-known, well-liked guy, particularly in the realm of sports. He also was one of the early people that invented what we now call event marketing or experiential marketing. They said a lot of these basketball clinics that he put on really were done to promote the shoes. So he would do these basketball clinics at the local high schools or YMCAs and other gyms. And then, of course, he would romance the coaches and get them excited. And then, oh, by the way, you might want to get these shoes. And then he would also start a yearbook and a bunch of other things where he'd pick the best players and kids would get their pictures taken in these yearbooks. So, of course, you'd have to buy that as well. So of note with his legacy, though, they said that the All-Stars most American basketball players, I did not know this, wore that sneaker between the 20s up until the 70s. I for some reason can't believe that they wore them up to the 70s, but I guess we all did. It was
50
also
years of that shoe's dominance, right?
That shoe's dominance. It says they were also the official basketball shoe of the Olympic Games from 1936 to 1968. They had 80% of the basketball shoe market up until the 60s. And then they said beginning in the 1980s, they enjoyed somewhat of a comeback in popularity. And I know I've seen people now, I think J. Crew was selling them. Nike ended up acquiring the brand in 2003, and they continued to market the Chuck Taylor All-Star shoe. That's a tongue twister. How many pairs do you think are sold every 43 seconds? That's how many pairs. I was going to ask you a question. So a pair is sold every 43 seconds to this day.
Oh, okay. So you gave me the answer with the question. Okay, right?
I know. The other contribution wasn't with shoes.
So one pair is sold every 43
seconds to this day. And
wow.
He used to sell these in the back of his Cadillac. He had no address. He would just travel around the country, and he had a locker at the company headquarters right before he retired. He used the company address. Then they said one last thing. His greatest contribution to the game wasn't the shoe. In 1935, he convinced Converse to make the first stitchless basketball, which made it easier to dribble and shoot, which changed the game forever. He died Port Charlotte, Florida, 1969.
How old was he again when he passed away? 67?
He was 67, shy of one day of his birthday. He was an avid golfer. We should golf. I was thinking about that the other day.
But didn't you try that? I did that in college.
I did too. I didn't like it.
My coach used to videotape me, or that's what they did back then, and demonstrate to the rest of the class how not to golf. And he would always look at the video and say, "Dash,
how not to golf."
Did I tell you this story?
No.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was crazy. So it was in college. And so you and I, since we went to the same high school, I was not anything to do with sports in high school, but in college, I got involved in a lot of things. And I took golf one year, and I'm in this class, and he goes, "We're going to go out and we're going to videotape everybody." So I go out and I get videotaped, and we come back in, and he goes, "I only need to show you one student's form." He goes, "We're going to learn a lot from this guy." And there I am on the screen. I'm like, "Oh wow, I wonder what I'm doing right."
One of the best golfers.
And it was everything that I was doing wrong, basically. He said, he goes, "Nash," he goes, "Did you play baseball? Did you play Little League?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you're ruined. You can't golf. You can't golf because you swing that thing like a bat. It's not a bat. It's a glove." I had one good golf game, one, and it was after having a couple of vodka tonics at the dorm, and then it was our last class, and the coach did not know that we were all going to have a cocktail beforehand. Went to the golf course. I was so relaxed, I didn't care that I had. And he goes, "Well, I don't know what you did, but it was your best game."
I regret that because a lot of business does get done on the golf course still. I regret not taking my first manager and made me golf and made me take lessons. And I just, maybe because it was forced upon me, I just decided I wasn't going to do well in it. But I wish I was better at it and knew more about it, but I just...
come on. You bored easily. It's a little ball moving around.
Takes too long.
There's a lot of cool things I love about golf, the scenery, everything. But at the end of the day, you're moving a little ball. And for me, when it went to the sand trap or the grass, I was like, can't I just pick it up and toss it back on the green? Too many rules.
It takes too long. Yeah.